So we have just posted out the Bank of Canada Economic Progress Report, as well as Bank of Canada's Deputy Governor Beaudry's full comments. We have posted those on the feed. Here's a video starting Deputy Governor Beaudry delivering a progress report on the economy. Like we said, the text has already been released.
So in this new series of videos here, I'm going to go over several trades that stand out and really looking into their specific context. As you all know, the main elements in my trading is really watching volume, volatility, and velocity. It's a combination of these three main themes that dictate how I monitor market correlations, and if I need to use them, use the clues in liquidity to dictate how I let the trades run or have to kind of take the quick profits. It's more of a scalping methodology that, I'm not only looking for several ticks, but I want to keep runners if the conditions are good for me to be able to, have that runner stay in place. I kind of went over the market profile a bit faster in the video to show you guys how the market plays out. Don't hesitate to review the certain timestamps that I'll have on the video. And, I'm looking at the liquidity conditions, which, are in ES 70 to 80 on the order book. Sometimes it's above 100 on the bids and offers that you'll see. Each tick on ES, which that indicates where your liquidity is, and at the end of the day, it's all about how this liquidity changes. Because if you compare to January and February of 2022, where the markets were extremely volatile and we really did have lower liquidity, so you need to adapt to these conditions. And I think these are little details that a lot of traders kind of don't pay attention to. So when these conditions change, that's really what's causing all the volatility, and it affects volume and volatility at the end of the day. So without further ado, I will let the video go through. I'm going to try to look at the details of each trade, and obviously going over this with you guys and being able to spot these little nuances here. We're never going to be perfect as traders. That's why it's really crucial to review recordings and in your trades, and then kind of classify what kind of trade this is, what were the conditions, and what was your idea behind this trade, right? Generally, there's a couple of good let's say groups of trades that you could have where you're looking at, was there momentum? Was it because mostly all markets were correlated well, depending on what type of correlations we're having that day? Because you might have a NASDAQ that's moving lower with a Russell that's kind of mid-range, and ES kind of hovering around its highs. There are days like that, so you need to just spot these days and make sure that you're trading according to what the market's doing in general. And in this day here, they were all moving higher. The correlations were pretty good, and we had a huge trend day up. So it's a trend day up, looking to join the buying. It's been very clear on the footprint here. You're going to notice the 30-minute rotations that I have here. There are areas where 4075 had some passive buying. There was key absorptions, and market took off from there. 4090 was also a very important absorption there. There was a decent absorption, and I think once market really got over 4100, there is continuous buying that was stepping up. So I was aiming 4156. Clearly had tweeted that area as well. So here got one long here around 41.47. My main purpose was to really go get maybe a couple of more add-ins, add to the trade, especially once market would come back to 41.45. As you can see, I already put a passive order below just to really get a couple of lots, let's say, try to build some size to get this push higher. So in the meantime, 41.55 was the area that I was spotting. which I also had tweeted, like I said. And I'm generally looking at the correlations, Nasdaq and ES. Both of them were very well correlated this day. If we were to really look at the main themes here, you're looking for all markets to be correlating well. Is there good, bidding? How is the stacking on the bids? As you can see, 92, 103, 116, 117, 141, 142, 138. There's tremendous, like the buying that it's there. The volume is there. You could clearly notice that, this market wants to go higher. What I'm doing here is I'm trying to not have like four lots right at this level here, because we're very not far from the highs. But then I'm seeing the market just back take a couple of ticks and comes back, and you'll see like 55, 70, 80 stacking the bids again. So clearly the buyers there's willing to add to this position. I mean, I wouldn't even look to be a seller in these conditions at all. So what I did mainly is I'm looking at Nasdaq making a new high, and then I'm basically adding a couple of lots and scalping just to make sure I can get at least some little gains out of the trade. Once the market really got above 41.50, and these are the trades of the day, you're going to notice that it was my AMP broker trades this day. I didn't trade the funded accounts, mainly and then you're going to see this big lot order here at the 41.51, where above 300 orders get filled here, close to 284, I believe. Yeah, 51.75 there, and they basically consume all that liquidity. These are just signs of large orders being met with liquidity, and they hit into it, and then you're going to see at some point the sweeping as well. What's important with these sweeps are how much are they sweeping. As you can see here, we've got a tremendous sweep here on ES. I'm just going to look into the tape here once again. I believe it was 41.51-ish that had 41.51.75. I mean, there's a lot of sweeping occurring here, and if I can show you guys back, yeah, so it's basically the 144.50. As you can see, at the same hour exactly, 51.75, there was like massive sweeping there. So these are little indications of, and then once like the sellers did, there was some sweeping as well, but the market would just come back. It's little indications that even if we're getting aggressive sweeping on one side, are they continuing, right? And they're not able to continue. So basically it was just all the right conditions to look for aggressive move up to new high. So the 41.56 extension was really an extension of the initial balance. Little stuff that I look at when I'm targeting certain areas. Moves into that area, and I'm able to scalp. I had a nice decent runner here, put some orders, and also got a decent runner that's going to probably hit that extreme, and also moving the stops just to not let the market come back. I think the area where I was scaling in and out was really the good spot, and it was really that absorption that I had seen on the tape, and it was on the dome there, and it just clearly let me have that confidence and conviction that the market wanted to go higher. So again, here at some point we're seeing like 100 being added to the bids, and then the market moves like 3-4 ticks lower, but again you have another amount of big orders coming back in. So clear that the market just. So once again, in trend days like this, you're looking for areas of absorption. You're really relying on these key spots to have at least 1 or 2 orders, or whatever your lot size is. You're always trying to keep a core position to go get an extension, and it was a target that I already had prepared before the open, and that's pretty much what you're looking for. Aggressivity on the absorption. If there's more bid stacking on the bid, especially the correlations, all markets were moving higher this day, so there was basically no reason to even look for shorts. Little indications like that could make that huge difference, especially in trend days. Hope this helps.